For years, Blake Lively was the blueprint. From red carpets to relatable Instagram posts, she built a flawless public image, graceful, witty, charitable, and scandal-free. Hollywood adored her. Fashion brands lined up to work with her, and fans, they trusted her. But in 2025, something shifted, quietly at first, then loudly, unexpectedly, and unmistakably. A confidential legal case emerged from the shadow, sealed documents, insider leaks, and whispers of media suppression. Suddenly, the star who seemed untouchable became the center of a controversy no one saw coming. What started as a behind-the-scenes legal maneuver is now being called Blake Lively's most catastrophic mistake yet. And the internet isn't waiting for answers. They're rewriting her legacy in real time. Why is she so silent? What is she really trying to protect? And can someone so deeply loved by the public survive this kind of fallout without ever addressing it? This isn't a takedown. It's a question of image, influence, and what happens when the mask of perfection starts to crack. Because in today's world, celebrities aren't just watched, they're watched closely. And silence, it doesn't protect you, it exposes you. Welcome to Flossom Talk, where we peel back the layers of fame and look beyond the headlines. In this multi-part deep dive, we're exploring every angle of the story behind Blake Lively's unraveling reputation and why this might be the one mistake she can't come back from. Grab your seat. This is not just a scandal, it's a turning point. Blake Lively, known for her striking beauty, effortless charm, and versatile acting, rose to fame as Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl. The CW series didn't just turn her into a household name, it made her a fashion icon and tabloid staple. Her relationship with Ryan Reynolds only solidified her status. They were the ultimate power couple, funny, wholesome, charitable, and fiercely private. Publicly, there was almost nothing controversial about Blake. She cooked, she crafted, she supported small businesses, her image pristine. But here's the thing about public personas in Hollywood: they're curated often by PR teams, agents, and media managers working around the clock. And sometimes the truth behind the scenes doesn't align with the image projected on red carpets and Instagram grids. What if we told you that Blake's spotless image might have been protecting her from a storm that's been brewing for years? So what exactly is this catastrophic mistake everyone is talking about? The answer starts with a legal dispute. Quiet at first, barely picked up by major outlets, but slowly catching traction online, especially among fans and insiders who follow entertainment law cases and celebrity behavior. Allegedly, Blake Lively's legal team took actions that ignited backlash, not just against the case but against Blake herself. While the court filings remain confidential, leaked correspondence and whistleblowers suggest that a lawsuit filed under non-disclosure parameters may have involved an attempt to suppress certain information from reaching the media. Some are calling it a strategic legal silencing, while others claim it was simply the result of a high-stakes misunderstanding. So far, there's no concrete proof of wrongdoing, but perception in Hollywood is everything, and Blake's public perception is being tested like never before. As whispers of the legal drama started spreading, social media exploded. Fans who once saw Blake as a symbol of elegance and integrity began asking tough questions. Subreddits like r folks Moy and Hollywood Blindits picked up the thread, quickly analyzing every cryptic tweet, courtroom update, and subtle change in Blake's public behavior. Her sudden absence from certain events, the shift in her Instagram activity, even her lack of collaboration with certain brands, nothing went unnoticed. And when online commentators began connecting her to other figures involved in similar media suppression cases, the tone shifted. It wasn't just a legal situation anymore, it was becoming a narrative, one of control, power, and influence. Still, many fans defended her. We don't know the full story, they argued. She's probably protecting her family, others added, and that could very well be true. But public forgiveness hinges on transparency, and so far Blake has said nothing. Let's talk about what Blake didn't do, because in crisis management, silence speaks volumes. Her PR team made no statements. Her social media accounts went quiet. Even paparazzi sightings became rare, which is unusual for someone often photographed casually out and about in New York or on set. The silence led to speculation. Was Blake being advised to lay low? Was she negotiating behind the scenes, or was there something even more sensitive involved? In the age of constant content disappearing from the public eye, even brief like reads more mystery than clarity. And in the vacuum left behind, conspiracy theories and fan theories thrive. Section 5: The Media Divide. 1600 to 1900, mainstream media has mostly tiptoed around the issue, perhaps due to a lack of verifiable sources or fear of litigation. However, independent platforms, entertainment YouTubers, and investigative blogs have stepped up to fill the gap. Some are framing the incident as a power play gone wrong, a reminder that even beloved celebrities are not above controversy. Others see it as a targeted attempt to dismantle a female celebrity's image just when she was reaching new heights in her career, including producing roles and business ventures. Either way, the media landscape is divided, and that division is shaping public opinion in real time. This isn't the first time Blake has faced criticism. Years ago, she caught heat for launching a lifestyle brand that some critics called tone-deaf for its focus on luxury living. She was also questioned for her involvement in a controversial film shoot that took place on a historic plantation, something she later tried to clarify. These moments didn't define her back then, but in light of current events, they're being re-examined. Were those isolated missteps or part of a larger pattern of selective silence and missed accountability? People are now revisiting her interviews, analyzing old posts, and asking, is this Blake Lively we thought we knew, the real Blake? Here's why this controversy might stick. It's not just about a lawsuit, it's about trust. When celebrities are built up as flawless role models, the expectations are sky high. Fans don't just want pretty pictures and witty captions, they want authenticity. They want their icons to be open when it matters most. And when silence replaces accountability, it creates a voidome that the internet fills with assumptions, evidence, and judgment. That's the danger of perfection. When a crack appears, it shatters the whole mirror. Let's get into the heart of the controversy: Blake's alleged involvement in a legal situation that may have triggered this entire public perception shift. Though specific documents remain sealed, reports from anonymous insiders and leaked communications suggest a lawsuit involving a confidential informant, a non-disclosure clause, and potential media suppression strategies. Some entertainment lawyers have speculated it could be related to intellectual property rights, possible image control, or leaked set behavior that someone tried to silence. While no party has made official statements, it's believed Blake's legal representatives filed for emergency injunctive relief, which in simple terms is a legal move to prevent the release or circulation of specific material. Now, this doesn't mean anything criminal happened. In fact, it's a common practice in high-profile industries to protect brand integrity. But in the court of public opinion, it looks like Blake is hiding something. Legal silence isn't always guilt, it's often strategy. Publicists and celebrity legal teams frequently advise their clients to say nothing during sensitive legal proceedings. The logic: saying anything given a defense can be interpreted the wrong way or used against them later. But when you're someone like Blake Lively, whose image thrives on transparency, silence becomes a statement, and it doesn't help when your fans start asking questions and get no answers. The more people searched for clarity, the more confused they became, and the silence started to feel like a wall that separated Blake from the very people who made her a star. Let's look at how other celebrities handled similar media storms. Case 1: Scarlett Johansson. When Scarlett faced backlash for taking on a controversial movie role, she responded with a public statement. She acknowledged the concerns, clarified her stance, and then stepped away from the project. She didn't addressed it. Case to Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen, once beloved for her daytime charm, faced intense scrutiny over toxic workplace allegations. Her initial silence led to deeper backlash. When she finally spoke up, many felt it was too little too late. The lesson: timing matters, transparency matters more. So far, Blake has done neither, and that's why this controversy is gaining momentum. Let's talk about the power players behind Blake's image: her management team, PR advisors, legal counsel, and branding consultants. In Hollywood, nothing is random. Every red carpet look, every interview answer, even what bag you carry to Starbucks, is calculated for media impact. That's why this recent misstep feels so uncharacteristic. Industry insiders claim that her new legal team may have taken a more aggressive, risk-averse approach, possibly trying to bury the issue rather than manage it publicly. If that's true, it may have backfired, because burying controversy in the age of TikTok, Reddit, and whistleblower culture nearly impossible. It also raises a deeper question: is Blake Lively still in control of her narrative? Or has the machine around her started driving the car? This story isn't just about legal dramates, about the cost of image control. Celebrities like Blake are taught early to guard their reputations fiercely. One wrong move can cost millions in brand deals, endorsement contracts, and even casting opportunities. That's why control is key: control over what's seen, said, and shared. But there's a line between control and manipulation. And when fans feel manipulated, they don't get angry, they get disillusioned. That's worse, because once a fan feels lied to or deliberately left in the dark, they often don't come back. As Blake stayed silent, a new narrative began forming without her. She's hiding something. She's using money and influence to erase accountability. She's not who we thought she was. None of this has been proven. But this is the danger of letting your silence do the talking. It lets others write the story for you. And on platforms like TikTok and YouTube, stories travel fast. It doesn't matter whether They're verified if they feel true, they spread like wildfire. In a sense, Blake is now fighting two battles, one in private courtrooms, and one in the very public court of social media. And she's losing both by default because she's not even showing up. Already we're seeing subtle changes. Blake has reportedly been dropped from a major brand campaign she was expected to lead in 2026. Multiple co-stars have declined to speak on her behalf when asked in press junkets. One director quietly replaced her in a rumored film pitch without explanation. It's not an official cancellation, not yet. But in Hollywood, being quietly phased out is often more effective than being loudly removed. It protects the studio's limits backlash and gives the public time to forget without asking too many questions. After diving into the details of this unfolding controversy across four in-depth parts, one thing becomes clear: Blake Lively is standing at a professional and personal crossroads. The incident that sparked all of the still murky in legal terms and heavily guarded by silence has evolved into something far bigger than a single lawsuit or media rumor. It's now a full-blown reputation crisis that could impact how she's seen for years to come. What began as quiet legal maneuvering behind closed doors has exploded into a public perception issue in the court of law. Innocence or guilt must be proven, but in the court of public opinion, perception is everything, and silence is often mistaken for guilt. And that's where Blake's biggest mistake may lie, not in the alleged legal action itself, but in the lack of transparency and accountability. When questions started pouring in, this controversy isn't just about one woman's fall from grace. It's about how celebrities craft their images, how the internet holds them accountable, and how audiences are no longer willing to accept polished PR narratives without substance behind them. Today's fans expect honesty, even if it's uncomfortable. In the age of social media, public figures don't just entertain, they represent values, ethics, and emotional connection. When that connection is broken, regaining trust becomes an uphill battle. Still, Blake's story isn't over. If history has shown us anything, it's that redemption is possible even after the most damaging of scandals, but recovery requires reflection, authenticity, and an active choice to confront the narrative instead of hiding from it. Whether it's through a carefully timed interview, a heartfelt statement, or a candid conversation with fans, Blake has the opportunity to reclaim her voice, but only if she chooses to speak. This moment could mark the beginning of a more honest and grounded chapter for her, or it could be the slow unraveling of a brand that was built on curated perfection. The choice is ultimately hers. For her fans, this has been a jarring experience, but it's also a chance to reflect on how we as viewers and supporters sometimes elevate celebrities to impossible standards, forgetting that they too are human. The difference lies in how those humans choose to respond when the spotlight turns harsh. No matter what Blake Lively does next, one thing is certain: this chapter will follow her. Whether as a cautionary tale, a comeback arc, or a redefinition of who she really is, it's going to be a part of her legacy. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it inspired you to think more critically, not just about the headlines, but about the complex human realities behind them.